Hello guys. Welcome back to another episode. I'm really sorry that I couldn't be around for the Canadian Grand Prix. I couldn't give my predictions nor my race results right back in time. I was a little bit busy, caught up in the real world. I predicted George Russell to win the sprint to take pole position over there. That did happen pretty convincingly, although Kimi Antonelli was right up on his tail. But given that George Russell has been so good in the Canadian Grand Prix over the past few years, I was pretty sure that he would get that done. And now coming to the main race, I believed that George Russell would still have the upper edge over Kimi Antonelli, and in fact he did. He took pole by quite the same margin as he did as the sprint, which was around 0.068 seconds, which was really fine margins to be honest. And Kimi Antonelli this year has really stepped up his game. He's really working really hard. He's won like 3 in a row. And for like the first odd like 15 to 20 laps, it was really, my heart was in my mouth because seeing them race wheel to wheel, go past one another and get past again, it was really very exciting to watch. The two Mercedes fighting down each other. And what was really interesting to me was there was no such thing as like papaya rules that the McLarens have. There was no such disturbances from the pit wall, and they are having such amazing battles down the line, and it was really something amazing to watch that. But apart from that, the race was really amazing. But unfortunately, around like lap 30 or 32, George Russell's engine just kind of gave up. I'm not so sure why. I guess I never got to find out, and I guess Mercedes didn't even try to check why that happened. But George Russell's engine gave up, so Kimi Antonelli took the lead, and he actually won comfortably from there because the McLarens were nowhere to be found because they did a pretty horrible strategy of starting on inters. They clowned themselves this race, to be in fact. It was a really bad strategy to start on a inters tire when almost the entire grid was starting on a softs. It was a huge blunder by them. At least they could have at least switched up one of their cars or split the strategies. But I don't know. McLaren just fumbled the ball this time around. So they were nowhere around to be seen around, and they had a DNF in Lando Norris. His engine just, I guess, gave away. And Oscar Piastri had a horrible race. He kept smashing into Albon, running wide, causing him to lose a lot of places. And he finished, I believe he was lapped twice. That was really horrible weekend for McLaren. And apart from that, there was no real competition elsewhere because Ferrari were much in their own space along with Max's Red Bull. So that was pretty something. So Kimi Antonelli, he's become I believe the youngest driver to win 4 on the bounce consecutively, and I believe that's a pretty world record to be in fact. And the last few laps were pretty amazing as well because Kimi Antonelli was in the lead. He was leading into P1, but what was pretty much engaging us, the audience watching the race, was the battle for P2 between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. It was like all over 2021 again, and to see them battle each other for like 10 to 15 laps was really amazing. And in the end, Lewis Hamilton with his much upgraded Ferrari was finally able to get past Max Verstappen, I believe in the penultimate or like the last 2 laps, and he was able to hold on to that lead, and he finished in P2 with Max Verstappen in P3. And this Canadian Grand Prix, Hamilton has been pretty much up the pace. He was comfortably the number 1 driver around here. Charles Leclerc was spinning everywhere. Even he said himself that it was either him or the wall. It was like it was either P8 or the wall. His race was pretty horrible, but he finished comfortably in P4. But yeah, apart from that, there's not much takeaway, and let's just go ahead with the upcoming race, guys. See you in the next one.